Welcome back to the Fuel Show. Still to come, we're going to take a look at the Acura MDX, and we're going to be in the pits. But now it's time for our first behind the wheel. The company we're looking at used to make aeroplane engines. In fact, that's why their symbol is a propeller. They're called the Bavarian Motorworks, or BMW, and they make three notable sedans. The 3 Series, which is the smallest, the 7 Series, which is the largest, and right in the middle, the 5 Series. Dennis and Ian are going to take a first look at the 2007 BMW 525i.
Thanks, Nick. Now, Q Factor is the first score that we're going to do for the 525i from BMW, and the Q Factor is the gadget or tech score.
Are we going to have another iDrive discussion? That's what I want to know.
No, I think I want to go with the optional night vision.
Now, that's a hot ticket item on this car. I think that it's one of the up-and-coming technologies that cars are going to have these days. Now, that aside, I am going to go ahead and touch on the iDrive. I personally like it, but I will say this, and I always have about BMWs, I believe that my automotive dexterity is a little bit above the average citizen. That is only because I drive these vehicles all the time. I think if someone takes the time to sit in a BMW and really realize how easy it is, I think they'll kind of learn to love it.
Yeah, I really like it too, and it does take a while to learn, but once you get it, it's a tremendous feature to have in a car.
Yeah, and BMWs have always been known for tech and gadgets.
4.25 for Q Factor. That moves us right along the curb appeal for the 525i, and I think it's got it.
And I don't think it does, man. I'm sorry.
He's not a Chris Bangle fan.
I'm not. It's still kind of growing on me. I mean, so many hard edges, so many lines going this way and that way. I know that it's grown on me a little bit, and it's becoming better and better looking each time I see it. But for me, I'm still a traditionalist. I still like the old body, and I think it might take some time.
I think it's young, it's aggressive. I'm not a big, traditionalist, so I like the new look. What do you want to score it?
Well, you're the non-traditionalist. You score it.
Well, I would have to put it in the middle then. I'd put it higher, you'd put it lower. Let's do 3.25. Next up is performance for the 525i, and traditionally in the 5 Series they put inline 6s, and it continues this time.
Sure, and it's a great motor, and with the double Vanos, BMW has perfected this motor. It's smooth and it's very capable. 215 horsepower, but the problem is here, 185 pounds-feet of torque. It's still a big car, a lot of weight to move around, and even though the 6-speed makes it feel quicker than it really is, it's just not there when it comes to pure speed.
Yeah, when you put it along all of the other things, cars in its class, it just doesn't quite hold up with the small 6. It does have the optional 8 that you can get, though.
That's true, but how are we going to score it?
This is just average. We'll give it a 3. Fit and finish is our next category for the 525i, and it's basically the build and material quality of the car.
And I have to agree that they've done a really nice job of being able to pick materials that go with the other materials in the car. And I know that sounds kind of repetitious, but what I mean by that is everything kind of blends together. These guys like to make fun of it. Here it is, metal and wood.
Plastics and...
yeah, whatever, blending together. Hey, listen, I like to give it a hard time about how it looks, but when it comes to fit and finish, build quality, BMW still makes a great car.
Absolutely. The BMWs, especially in the 5 and 7 Series, are top-notch. This one is the same, 4.25. Now, drivability is the final category for the 525i, and it rates the overall usefulness of a car.
And I'm wondering what you think about this. I know what I feel. I give a hard time about the styling. I'm not a big Chris Bangle fan, though it's growing on me. The fit and finish is there. The overall look of the car is definitely going to be accepted and has been accepted by the public. But the thing about BMWs that scores them high in this category is the way that they are still a pure driver's car. You get in it, it doesn't matter if you're in traffic, it doesn't matter if you're in the open road, you feel what the car is doing, and that is really their forte. It is a true driving machine.
Yeah, we always talk about the car being kind of an extension of the driver, doing what you want it to do, what you expect it to do, and BMW always does that.
And they do it well. How are we going to score it?
I'd give it a 3.75 for drivability.
Let's see how Dennis and Ian scored the 2007 BMW 525i. For Q Factor, they gave it a 4.25. For curb appeal, a 3.25. In performance, it got a 3.0. For fit and finish, a 4.25. And finally, in drivability, a 3.75. Dennis and Ian gave the 2007 BMW 525i 18.5 out of a possible 25. Still to come, we're going to be in the pits, and when fuel returns, we're going to take a first look at the all-new Acura MDX.